Hello, and welcome to a new year of film and media associated deep dives and reviews that is known as the Film Spark podcast. I am your host Ebony, and welcome to Season 2. This season, we're kicking it off with a deep dive series based on the notorious paranormal investigators, the Warrens, and their infamous investigations, now known as the famous film franchise, the Conjuring universe. But is what we see on the screen the truth, or mere fiction for ratings? It's this question and others I hope to answer within this series. So grab your popcorn, a plushie, and a drink as we deep dive the Conjuring classics. This is episode 2, Annabelle. Warning, spoilers ahead. In Santa Monica, California, John Form, a doctor, presents his expectant wife Mia with a rare vintage porcelain doll as a gift for their first child, to be placed in a collection in their daughter's nursery. That night, the couple is disturbed by the sounds of their next-door neighbours, the Higgins, being murdered during a home invasion. While Mia calls the police, she and John are attacked by the Higgins killers. The police arrive and shoot one killer, a man, dead, while the female killer kills herself by slitting her throat inside the nursery while holding the doll. News reports identify the assailants as the Higgins' estranged daughter Annabelle and her boyfriend, both members of a cult. In the days following the attack, a series of paranormal activities occur around the Form's residence. Afterwards, Mia gives birth to a healthy baby girl, which they name Leah. The family moves to an apartment in Pasadena after finding the doll, which John had discarded since Annabelle's previous attack, in one of their boxes. Another set of paranormal events plague Mia and the daughter. Mia calls the detective who handled the original case and learns that the cult intended to summon a demonic spirit. With the help of bookseller and fellow tenant Evelyn, Mia realizes that the cult practiced devil worship, which summoned a demon who followed the family after they moved to their apartment so as to claim a soul. Upon returning home, Mia and Leah are attacked by the demon, who reveals itself while manipulating the doll. Mia and John contact their parish priest, Father Perez, who explains that demons sometimes attach themselves to inanimate objects to achieve their goals, and that a human soul must be offered for a purpose. Unable to exorcise the demon, Father Perez decides to take the doll to seek help from the Warrens. But before he can enter the church, the demon impersonating Annabelle's spirit attacks him and grabs the doll. Father Perez is hospitalized. When John checks on him, the priest warns him that the demon's true intention is to claim Mia's soul. That night, while Evelyn is visiting Mia, the demon uses Father Perez's physical form to sneak into the apartment and abduct Leah for her mother's soul. To spare her daughter, Mia attempts to jump out of the window with the doll, but John and Evelyn arrive in time to stop her. Evelyn decides to take her life in Mia's place instead as atonement for causing a car accident that resulted in her death of their daughter Ruby years ago. As Evelyn lies dead on the road, the demon and the doll disappear. Mia and John never see or hear of the doll again, and Leah is safe inside her crib. 6 months later, the doll is bought from an antique shop by a mother as a gift for her daughter Debbie, a nursing student, and is seen stored and locked away in a glass case in the Warrens' artifact room. Many think Annabelle is a possessed porcelain doll that was given to a girl and wreaked terror on her entire family, thanks to the horror film. But that's far from the full story. Years ago, the late paranormal investigator Lorraine Warren spoke about uncovering the real story of Annabelle with her late husband Ed Warren. For starters, Annabelle is actually a classic Raggedy Ann doll with red yarn for hair. She currently resides in a locked box at Warren's Occult Museum at her Monroe home. Per the Warrens, the doll is occupied by an inhuman spirit, and those who approach its glass case are instructed to not touch it. One person in particular chose to disobey those rules, a move that proved deadly. To a group of Catholic Girls High School students, Lorraine revealed that the film Annabelle, which was a prequel to The Conjuring, was indeed fabricated, and the real story of Annabelle began in 1970. At the time, a 28-year-old nurse had received the doll as a birthday present from her mother, After laying the doll on her bed, she began noticing that the doll had shifted to several positions and locations around her and her roommates' homes. In one instance, the parchment paper with messages reading, "Help me, help us," began appearing on the floor, although the girls never owned any parchment paper. In another, a sleeping male friend woke up to feelings of being strangled as the doll stared at him. He also noticed scratches on his upper body. Not knowing where to turn, they contacted a medium and a seance was held, the Occult Museum website mentions. Through the medium, the girls were introduced to Annabelle Higgins' spirit. It was revealed that the young girl had resided and died on the property at the age 7 before it was converted into apartments. The young girl's spirit felt relaxed in the apartment with the roommates and wanted to stay and be loved. They agreed to allow the spirit to occupy the doll, but in turn things got worse. After taking an interest in the case, the Warrens contacted the nurse to offer assistance. Soon after, they came to the immediate conclusion that the doll itself was not in fact possessed, but manipulated by an inhuman presence. The spirit manipulated the doll and created the illusion of it being alive in order to get recognition. Truly, the spirit was not looking to stay attached to the doll, it was looking to possess a human host. The Warrens say that the spirit has tormented several individuals who came in encounter with the doll. A priest who visited the Warrens' homes and insulted Annabelle, telling her, "You can't hurt anyone," was reportedly involved in a near-fatal car crash after the visit. 2 of the Occult Museum visitors, a couple, reportedly crashed their motorcycle after poking fun at the doll's abilities. The man, said to have slammed on Annabelle's case, died instantly after crashing into a tree en route home from the museum. His girlfriend survived but was hospitalized for a year after the crash. According to reports, rumors of Annabelle's alleged escape began after a Chinese translation mishap of a video by a YouTube user named Hightech. In the video, Annabelle actress Annabelle Wallis was doing an interview in which she stated that she got the Mummy co-star Tom Cruise to run with her on camera. Somehow, when it was translated to Chinese, the story was switched to "Annabelle escaped" by Hightech. From there, social media went into a frenzy, with thoughts of the doll, known to be possessed by an evil spirit, had managed to escape the museum. However, according to Spera, the current museum owner, the rumour is not true. In a video uploaded to YouTube, the paranormal investigator assured social media users that Annabelle was still in the museum and in the glass case. "I'm in here, in the museum, because of the rumours that Annabelle has escaped," Spera said in the video. "I gotta tell you something, I don't know if you're gonna want to hear this or not, but Annabelle did not escape. She didn't take a trip. She didn't fly first class, and she didn't go out to visit her boyfriend." So what have we learned? There really is a doll out there, but if it's possessed, who's to say? How do you feel about Annabelle? Are you a believer or merely a skeptic? My name is Ebony, this has been the Film Spark Podcast, and thank you for joining me in episode 2 of the Conjuring Classics, Annabelle. Join me for episode 3 next week, The Conjuring 2. Have a good night.